Hey, what is going on, fellow Rangers? We are back with another Retro Ranger review. Today in front of me we have the Deluxe Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Megazord. I'm very excited to share this one with you guys. This is personally one of my favorite Megazords, design-wise and transformation-wise. If you like the video, please leave a like on the video, and if you love what we're doing here on the channel, please consider subscribing for more Vintage Ranger videos. Alright guys, let's get right into it. Let's start off with Leo's Zord. We have the Red Lion. One of the reasons this is my favorite Megazord is because I grew up on Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, that era of Saban, Time Force, Wild Force. I believe that this Megazord brings a lot to the table that a lot of other Megazords do not. The amount of die-cast in this thing is amazing. I believe that transforming the Megazord is one of the most fun transformations that the toy line has offered thus far. And I think that the Galactibeast's designs are very good. So, talking about Leo's Zord, we have the Red Lion. I'm not sure if I like this lion more than the Wild Force lion. It still looks very robotic than organic. I kind of do like that though, because they have their Galactibeast form, which is very raw and organic, and then they transform thanks to the Trans Daggers, and then they become more robotic. So I guess I do admire that they start off as living beings, and then they are transformed through the Trans Daggers into Zord mode, which is very cool. I don't think something like that's been done before. So going into more detail about him, the posability on this figure is quite limited. We have tail movement, we have the mouth that opens up, but if you open it up too much, you will see the face of the Megazord, and then we have a rear knee joint, and we have rear leg swivel. The front, it can go down a little bit, but that's for transformation, so it does not go down too far, and that is basically it for the Red Lion. Up next, we'll do the Gorilla. We have Kai's Gorillas. We'll move these guys out of the way. We have Kai's Gorilla. Very, very tall. Following the in-space Mega Voyager of Blue being the tallest. The only articulation on this figure is the arm rotation. There is no wrist swivel. That is basically it. He has these shoulder pads that can move up and down, but that's only for transformation. Something cool about this figure is for storage-wise, underneath his feet, he has two slots where he will fit both fists for the Megazord. It is a little tricky to get them out for... sorry guys. It is a little tricky to get the fists out, but for the sake of this video, I did already remove the fists. I love all the chrome on his chest. It's a very sleek design. And we'll go right into Damon's Condor Zord. I hear a lot of reviews not calling this a condor. This is in fact the condor. It's not an eagle. Very jet-like in design, which again goes from the organic to the robotic very well. The articulation on this figure is that both of his little arms will move up and down. He has leg rotation up and down. His ankles will pivot due to transformation. So you can get him in like a cool flying pose. His head will move, so you can get him into like this flying jet mode. Excuse me, his leg is up. He has these cool boosters on the back here, which doesn't really assist when he's flying like this. And then the cool gimmick about this is that this Zord actually will function as the Megazord's blaster. If you pull on the tail, it is spring-loaded, and his head will bob, and his wings will flap. Very cool. I wish that there was a realistic way to make the Megazord do that, whether it be a fist that's capable of grabbing the end of the tail, but it's okay, it's up to the imagination. Up next we have Mayo's, I believe it's a wolf, forgive me if I'm wrong. Articulation on this Galactibeast is front legs will bend backwards due to transformation, and this is weird, but the rear legs will go forward. There is no ankle whatsoever. The tail will rotate up and down due to transformation, and I do believe the mouth does open. Another thing I like about this Zord, Megazord, is the detail, all the line work. I think that it's very engaging. Kendrick's Wildcat Zord is basically the same with a different tail and a different head sculpt and different sculpting on where the shoulder pad will be. Alright guys, with that being said, let's assemble all the Zords. It is time to transform this thing. So let's get into the transformation. As I just said, to start this transformation off, we're going to start with the legs. So we're going to take Kai's Gorilla Galactic, and all we're going to do is just drop down these chest plates right here, and they're going to become his shins and kneecaps. I believe then all we do is flip these up. It's been a while since I've transformed this, but these will just flip up and rotate right into these little pockets. You do kind of have to push them in, and then you just take the shoulder pads and flip them down. All of a sudden the legs and waist have been formed. Next we're going to take Damon's, I'm going to try to reposition myself to get around the camera. We're going to take Damon's Condor Zord, and we're just going to, where the feet have these little pegs, there's little pegs at the top of the gorilla, and we're just going to plug this in as such. Nice connection, and we're going to make sure to stand him up straight. And these arms, you can fold them up or down, it doesn't really matter. I tend to fold them down so they're out of the way, and we're going to make sure that he's looking up at the sky. Next, we're going to take Leo Zord. The tail will fold down. These hind legs will rotate back. These legs will rotate as soon as we take the horns off the chest. Excuse me, horns off the bottom. These legs, excuse me, it's been a while since I've transformed this again. You push these in, they're spring-loaded. You push them in and you rotate them up, and they will rest underneath here. And then next, you take the head, and you lift this whole assembly up. It's a big assembly on a hinge back here, and you flip it back. You then put your fingers back here, and you push this assembly forward. It will lock into place nicely. Then you can take these front legs and rotate them up as such, all the way. And then you take this assembly on the head, and you kind of have to, excuse me while I remember how to do this, because this black piece will separate from the die-cast piece. And then you have to flip the head forward as such, open the mouth, the head will drop down, and then this kind of hinges in on itself, like so, and lock into place there. Next, pardon me, I did do this wrong. We want to give him a little bit of a back bend, so we're going to lean him forward a little bit just like this, and then we're going to use that ankle joint to pivot him as such. Let's see if we can get him in. Yeah, there we go. We want him sitting like this. Sorry guys, that's how we want him. It has probably been years since I've transformed this, so I do apologize. Leo will sit directly on top. He's supposed to sit directly on top. There we go. Clicked into place nicely. Try to get him in frame. At this point, we can take Kendrick's Zord, and these legs will go forward. The tail will go back first. And then the front legs, you can just fold backwards. Take one of your fist pieces that was stored underneath Kai's Gorilla. Very nice. Make sure that the thumb is pointing out the right way. Same for Maya's Zord. Take your fist, make sure it's pointing the right way. And then we go on. Lastly, we take the horns that were stored under Leo's Zord, and we go around the back of the head, and there's two pegs that they will just peg right onto. Make sure that our head is showing. Let me stand up here for a second, because I do have the sword for this Megazord in a large pile of Megazord weapons off to the side. Here we have the Galaxy Megazord. Here we have the Galaxy Megazord Saber. We'll let him hold it for a second. It's a very nice, beefy sword. And then we can take Damon's Zord off the back. He'll just peel right off the back there, not very hard. There's a little peg here that you can flip out very easily. And then you can have any of the Zords, any of either Kendrick's or Maya's Zord can hold. And then that's basically the action. You can do the final finisher. And then we'll just put him right back on the back of the Megazord where he belongs. Very nice die cast in here, guys. All of that is die-cast metal. It's very nice. And he clips on there fairly easily. Let's see if we can get him to, like, hold this down. And, like, yeah. He's never done this in the show, but I guess it's cool for posing. Articulation for this Megazord is just arm rotation. You can only go so far because it will run into the wings of the Megazord. Unless you take the wings off, as we just did for blaster mode, then you get a full 360 rotation. But yeah, guys. This is the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Megazord. Overall, I think it's a very stunning and engaging design. I think each of the colors pops very vibrantly, and I like that it comes with 2 weapon options, and the storage on this Megazord for excess pieces is amazing. So yeah, guys, that has been my review on the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Megazord. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you love what we're doing here on the channel, and to see more Retro Ranger reviews, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you Rangers on the next mission. Bye, guys.